Tell me, Alice, how does a lawyer get paid? And what do I need to understand about a lawyer's income?
Yeah, it's interesting you asked that, Sam, because there's a lot of different areas of law. So, take me for example, I have a specialist property law practice, and we do everything from your vanilla residential conveyancing all the way up to your Supreme Court litigation, and you have your commercial and construction and developers in the middle. So, I guess from a lending perspective, you have to find lenders that have flexible policies to be able to account for that and projections based on either past income or future income.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's clearly a lot of different ways that you would look at that income, and it really comes down to a lawyer's personal situation. Certainly, I know from a lending perspective, is it's one of those industries that you really need to find the right bank and the
Yes.
right lender that actually understands an individual's circumstances and how that income is actually coming about, especially if there's potentially not a lot of income on paper, but you can clearly see that the trajectory is that
Mm,
there's a lot more income coming. And it's really about just asking the question, knowing what bank can and can't do that. Sometimes it might not be on paper. If you have a good case and you have a good profile, a bank will certainly look at it.
I guess because life has its ups and downs, and you can be the best at your job, be very professional, but life always throws a spanner in the works. Be it you started a company, it's going really well, you have massive income streams coming in, then you and your partner of the law firm then go separate ways. Similarly, you can be like the best worker or something, and then all of a sudden a tragedy or a marriage breakup or
Yeah.
something like that could hit. So in those circumstances, the different changes in income structure, frequency, and amounts, and
Mm.
how that impacts the overall portfolio
Yeah.
is quite important for, at least I think, for lawyers as well, who going from working for a law firm to starting your own business, and then the transition out, and then the growth. So you'll have, for example, you might be a partner at a top tier law firm earning $1 million, and then all of a sudden you come out, you'll be like maybe 100, 200K the first year. And then second year you go back up to, I don't know, 700, 800K, and then
Yeah.
you split, and then you go back down to 50K.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, so that sort of up and down, and obviously in those instances, the changes and fluctuations in income is much more volatile than the actual portfolio and the security and the assets underlying it.
In your experience with managing or seeing what goes on when someone has a big jump in that sort of income, do you find that lawyers they struggle to adjust their lifestyle, especially when it goes from one extreme to the next?
Yeah, I find lawyers, we quite enjoy certainty and structures. So be it a huge increase in income or a huge decrease in income, we
Mm,
just like to live the way we are
yeah.
currently, which is a struggle sometimes, especially if it goes significantly below the previous income.
Yeah.
But even say, for example, if we have a huge increase in income, we would still be very conservative. At least I would be very wary of that and stash away as much money as possible and won't say upgrade things.
I think that's also a reason why a lot of lenders actually they look at the profile of a lawyer and they actually know that basically if they get $1 million or they earn $1 million next year, they're not going to go crazy and do reckless stuff with it as well. So they know the profile of the client is essentially a good client and isn't going to be reckless with their money. And that's
Yeah.
certainly why they will entertain certain conversations that they may not with other clients.